Hello everybody and welcome to the Talladega Super Speedway for the Aaron's 499 and the 10th race for 2005 NR2003 season here at Talladega. Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon start on the front row to lead us to the green flag here at Talladega. A track, of course, of a lot of unknowns, crazy racing, and big pile-ups. Who's going to get it done? We're going to find out as you're green and underway at Talladega. Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon side by side for the race lead across the start-finish line. Gordon leads at the line by a hair. As they go into turn 1 and 2, Gordon the advantage. A good shove from Ryan Newman. See Dale Jr. on the third lane back there, dropping back behind his teammate, the 15 of Michael Waltrip. Stewart now powering back on the inside with help from Jeff Gordon's teammate, Jimmy Johnson. 2-3 lanes already forming, nearly 4 lanes throughout the field here down this backstretch on the opening lap of racing. Stewart, big push from Jimmy Johnson. And Tony Stewart takes the lead away from Jeff Gordon as Stewart leads on the inside, but now he moves up the racetrack, and here comes Jimmy Johnson to the inside with help from Jamie McMurray. Can Johnson take the lead away? He was strong at Daytona in the 500 earlier this season. Trying to do once as he comes up to block the 20 of Stewart, and now allows McMurray back to the inside with help from Kenny Schrader in the 49, having a rare run at the front of the field. So on lap 1, McMurray leads the opening lap racing here at Talladega. Johnson on his outside, Schrader and Stewart behind them into 1 and 2 on the second lap racing. Still side by side, nearly 3 wide there. Schrader thought about going middle, stays back in line in front of the 97 of Kurt Busch. McMurray still leading us down this back straight. A lot of cars going middle. Kurt Busch goes up to block Jimmy Johnson on the top, almost 4 wide back there in the middle of the pack with Matt Kenseth. Dale Jr. coming. Kenseth gets turned to the wall. Tony Stewart upside down. Stewart around Dale Earnhardt Jr. on his lid. Barrel rolling up and over end into 3 and 4 and a huge crash. Strikes at Talladega on lap 2. Kyle Busch collected. Your Daytona 500 winner Travis Quaffle involved. A huge incident down this back straightaway. Earnhardt turns Kenseth into Stewart. They go upside down. Newman's destroyed. Jeff Gordon is in it. Casey Mears involved in the 41. A huge crash. They come down the track. See here, someone replay Jr. just clips Kenseth, turns him right into Jeff Gordon. Newman Stewart up in the air, almost into the catch fence on his side. Then Mears flips over Earnhardt onto his lid, and Jr. then starts a barrel rolling. All guys avoid. Johnny Sauter collects some damage here. Big stack up. Mike Bliss gets a piece of it, and Jr. just goes up and over. Big flips there. A lot of cars involved in this one. Just a big one here on lap 2. 3, 4 wide racing. It's bound at some point they were going to wreck, but it didn't expect it to be like this. I mean, 3 of the favorites, Stewart, Earnhardt, and Gordon, all going to be taken out from this wreck, especially Dale Jr. barrel rolling end over end into turn 3 at Talladega, and of course collects Kyle Busch, who's trying to get redemption for the 500, and your Daytona 500 champion Travis Quaffle, both involved. A lot of good cars taken out from that pile up on lap number 2 as Jamie McMurray leads Ken Schrader and Kurt Busch. Now you on to lap 8. It's the 22 of Scott Wimmer leading me. Here comes the 66 of Hermie Sadler, who is inside looking for the lead. How about Hermie Sadler and an underfunded Star Park backmarker team? The 66 now going for the lead here at Talladega with help from the 49 of Ken Schrader. So that is now Hermie Sadler leading here at Talladega over Schrader, Mike Wallace, Scott Wimmer, and Kerry Earnhardt, the top 5. They come down the backstretch with lap car. Casey Mears merging back on the racetrack in front of Ken Schrader, who hits him, and around goes Mears in front of the pack. They collect Nemechek, Burton, McMurray, and they go crashing down the backstretch in a shocking turn of events. What is Casey Mears doing? LePaging the field, takes out really good race cars of Schrader, Nemechek, Burton, and McMurray, who are all at the front. Elliott Sadler gets a piece of this as well. And unbelievable. Big pile up involving 6 cars here at Talladega. So let's see a slow-mo replay here. Casey Mears is in the middle of the track, and he turns up right as Schrader turns down right into him. The speed difference is massive. He hits him, spins him right out nowhere. Nemechek or Burton can go. They get collected. McMurray piles right into this after leading the opening couple of laps of the race. And just disaster down the backstretch. I mean, just inexplicably, Mears turns right up into Schrader as he's coming down. I don't know what either of them were doing. And they both cause a massive crash, taking out innocent bystanders of McMurray and Ken Schrader and involving the 38 of Elliott Sadler. Just not the way things have been expected to go here. A wild start to this race here at Talladega. A lot of carnage taking place and not a lot of survivors. Meanwhile, back at the front of the field, Hermie Sadler now has a comfortable gap back to Mike Wallace, and they are driving away from the pack. As Hermie Sadler leads the way, just 10 laps in, we've already had 2 wrecks here at Talladega. Now we arrive at the 11 of Jason Leffler, 2 to go in stage 1. Leffler fighting for the stage win here with the 99 of Carl Edwards, the 23 of Mike Skinner, and the 19 of Jeremy Mayfield, with Hermie Sadler and Scott Wimmer still in the pack right there behind him. In contention, they got lap traffic though. Elliott Sadler, Rusty Wallace, Scott Riggs in the way here, trying to stay on the lead lap, blocking Leffler, your leader, who goes in the middle in that FedEx Chevrolet for Joe Gibbs Racing. 3 wide for the lead down the backstretch with 2 lap cars. Leffler trying to hang on. You got Mike Skinner trying to make a move to the top side. Here comes the 66 of Hermie Sadler in the middle, charging to go side by side for second with Carl Edwards. But now Carl Edwards gets a run on the bottom with help from Mayfield. Leffler goes way up the racetrack, makes it 3 wide for the lead, coming to the last lap of stage 1. Momentum to the advantage of the 99 of Carl Edwards, who takes it away from Jason Leffler. But how about the 66 of Hermie Sadler in contention for the stage win, now with the nose ahead of both Edwards and Leffler on this last lap of this opening stage of racing. Riggs, Rusty Wallace, McMurray trying to stay on the lead lap with everything they have. Hermie Sadler getting a big shove from Scott Wimmer, and it has an advantage for the race lead down the back stretch. Now goes up to block the 10 of Riggs. Down the back straightaway, try to get a run here. Rusty Wallace, McMurray on the bottom, still both trying to get back in the game, but Hermie Sadler now even with the lead of this pack, looking to get an unbelievable upset for just a stage win. Leffler seems to have choked the stage away. Scott Wimmer with a shot at it. So does Edwards. They got to find a way by Hermie Sadler, though, who has done a great job holding his line and being at the front here at Talladega. I mean, who would have thunk? Now Rusty Wallace in the 2 to his inside, trying to get back on the lead lap, but he's going to run out of time as Hermie Sadler wins stage 1 at Talladega. What an upset. Scott Wimmer second. Carl Edwards third, Jason Leffler, Jeremy Mayfield the top 5, Mike Skinner 6th, Kerry Earnhardt across the line 7th, Johnson 8th, Bobby Labonte 9th, and Dave Blaney, Kurt Busch rather, earns the last stage point. So there you go. Hermie Sadler pulls off the upset to win stage 1 in the number 66 Ford. As we get back underway in the second stage of racing here on lap number 61, Hermie leading the way over Bobby Labonte and Jason Leffler. The 2 Joe Gibbs Racing Chevrolets got Scott Wimmer, Jeremy Mayfield trying to work their way forwards as well. Labonte goes towards the middle. They're opening the door for the 22 of Scott Wimmer, who's trying to work his way forwards. He's got a push from the 48 of Jimmy Johnson down this back straightaway. There's a bit of a chaotic start to the first stage. A couple of cautions the first 15 laps. Since then, we've had some pretty calm racing. But we still have some slow cars, still some aggressive 2-3 wide races out the pack. Scott Wimmer out of the inside of Hermie Sadler. Hermie can't block that, and Scott Wimmer takes him under the inside with the help of Jimmy Johnson. And Scott Wimmer takes the lead away here at Talladega. On number 2, Dale Jarrett gets turned. Dale Jarrett spinning, coming down pit road. Jarrett gets turned by Rusty Wallace, and oh, Kyle Petty gets collected. As someone here, Dale Jarrett's coming down the track to pit from the top line. No idea what he was doing there. Right into Rusty Wallace, who had no intention of pitting, who spins Jarrett, who ends up saving it. And then Rusty comes back up the track, trying to get back onto the racetrack, and rams the back end of Kyle Petty's Dodge. Petty's spinning around. Rusty Wallace's car, though, completely destroyed. Jarrett makes a pair of here's full speed. Adam just inexplicably turns down. I mean, why are you trying to pit from the top side of the racetrack? Just don't know what Dale Jarrett was doing right there. And then Rusty just, I don't know why he ran into the back of Kyle Petty like that. And so unfortunately, a couple of innocent bystanders collected for some mistakes from some veteran drivers in this Cup Series. So the caution is going to come out as Johnson is currently your leader over Scott Wimmer. So down the backstretch now, as we decided to call the cautions, NASCAR didn't call it for the Dale Jarrett Kyle Petty incident. Mike Wallace go by Brian Vickers, Sterling Marlin. Everyone makes it by safely right here. Thank God. As we go off into 3 and 4 here. No trouble. Trouble behind us. There's cars spinning. That is Dale Jarrett and Hermie Sadler, your stage 1 winner. And Kevin Harvick. Dale Jarrett was merging from the pit lane right in front of Kevin Harvick. He did the same thing Casey Mears did earlier. Jarrett gets slammed into the wall, and Mayfield clips him, turning Hermie Sadler, your stage 1 winner, who then spins down the track, collecting Kevin Harvick. As here's a full speed replay. Dale Jarrett just paging the field, but also Harvick being incompetent to run right into the back of him instead of avoiding him. Then, of course, Harvick gets plowed into there by Hermie Sadler coming down from the wall. Both the 29 and the 66 get the inside wall. Caution has already come out for the incident with Jarrett on pit road. So now while Harvick or Hermie Sadler we're looking for today. They get involved in wreck after Hermie was in trouble. Jeff Gordon spinning around on the front stretch, and he hits his teammate of Jimmy Johnson. Going up the track, gets drilled. A hard hit for Scott Wimmer. Jason Leffler and Carlos to see. Jeff Gordon somehow came down the track, gets turned by race leader Mike Wallace. Somehow Skinner gets by, but clips his teammate Jimmy Johnson. Now significant damage to the nose of that car. Then Gordon spins right up the track into Scott Wimmer, who has nowhere to go, drills him, collects Jason Leffler and Carl Edwards, who are right behind him. All three cars absolutely demolished here. As I don't know why Jeff Gordon was trying to block that lane with how slow he was going. He just wasn't going to work under any circumstance. And he's going to take himself out, as well as Scott Wimmer, Jason Leffler, and Carl Edwards, who are three of the best cars in this race, knocked out as the chaos continues here at Talladega. Just dropping like flies now, as at the front it will be Mike Wallace leading Kerry Earnhardt. Now on lap 103, Kerry Earnhardt leading the field. A pretty good gap here as the 10 Scott Riggs merging back on the racetrack. We've seen this story twice before. Stewart narrowly avoids it. Dale Jarrett gets turned. Dale Jarrett trying to come down to avoid, gets hooked by Jeff Green, and Jarrett goes for a spin for a third time in this race. Caution will wave via my command here. As we throw the yellow for Dale Jarrett going around, as Kerry Earnhardt leads the field to the caution flag here at Talladega, and what has just been a wild race. So now back in the radio on lap 180. This is coming to the last lap of stage 2 here. Bobby Labonte leading Martin Truex, looking for the stage win. So here we go, last lap of stage 2. Bobby Labonte leading the way, looking to bring home his first stage win of the season. Martin Truex Jr. running in second, Kurt Busch in third, Dave Blaney, Mike Wallace still in contention in this pack, as well as Mike Skinner in the 23. We still have a couple of lap cars like Scott Riggs up here in this pack here, as Labonte's got a comfortable lead down the back straightaway for the final time in this stage. But Martin Truex is leading a pack here. Kurt Busch trying to make a move on the inside of the lap car of Riggs to try to get closer, put himself in position. But look at the gap Bobby Labonte has into 3 and 4, just driving away from the pack and looking like he's going to cruise to an easy stage 2 victory here at Talladega as he works his way out of turn 4 for the final time. Now down the front stretch coming towards the tri-oval, Jimmy Johnson, so he's going to hang on to the lead lap there with Ricky Rudd. And Bobby Labonte is going to cruise to an easy stage 2 win here at Talladega. Bobby Labonte wins stage 2. Kurt Busch second, Truex third, Mike Wallace fourth, Dave Blaney fifth, Mike Wallace sixth, Mayfield 7th. 8th place going to go here to the 9 of Casey Kane, who's 16 seconds off the lead pack. Then 9th place is going to go to your stage 1 winner, the 66 of Hermie Sadler, surviving that incident he was involved in earlier, holding off a hungry pack behind him. And the last stage point going to go to the 33 of Kerry Earnhardt, all the way at the back of the pack as he pitted at the restart that we had there with about 12-13 to go in the stage. He hung on to the back end of the lead lap, exactly what he needed to do. He's going to come in and collect the 10th and final stage point being awarded today goes to Kerry Earnhardt. So Bobby Labonte wins stage 2 here in Talladega. And we move on to the final stage of racing. Here's the 4 Mike Wallace. Your leader blows an engine here on lap 135. 54 to go. Mike Wallace blows up and his day is done. We will toss the yellow for that one, as the engine, of course, some oil on the fluids on the track, so he is out of the race. And out is Casey Kane leading this pack over Bobby Labonte, the lap car of Riggs, Truex, Mayfield, and Kurt Busch. 5 cars really mainly in contention here. So Casey Kane leading his first laps of the day here at Talladega, still looking for that second career victory. Got it done at Michigan last season and had a great playoff run to go all the way to the round of 8 and was on the grasp of making it to the final 4. Could not quite do it. These guys are going to run out of time to catch the lap of traffic, but Casey Kane leads the field here at Talladega with just 53 to go. Now you have a restart here with 49 to go. Casey Kane, Kurt Busch, side by side of the front row. Bobby Labonte to the inside, 3 wide for the lead here at Talladega. Here comes Bobby Labonte. He wants to get one last hurrah with a win here to punch his ticket to the playoffs. One last chance at a championship. That 18, he has struggled the last couple of seasons, has not been the way he's wanted to really be since 2001, when he was really, of course, second in the points, almost won that championship over Jeff Gordon. Could not quite do it. 2002, he was up there with a couple of wins, and it was early playoff exit. Since then, it's been downhill the last 2 seasons. And Labonte trying to get something, saving his playoff hopes, leading the way. Behind us, 07 Dave Blaney gets up at the outside wall. They're pushing a little bit too hard. Blaney into the wall, trying to hold on over the 10 of Scott Riggs. As they come out of turn 4, Scott Riggs is going to turn Dave Blaney into Kenseth, and around goes Blaney and Riggs. Spinning to the inside pit wall. Caution is out. See, Riggs just hooks Dave Blaney right off the nose of Matt Kenseth, who has no luck this season. And Dave Blaney goes around, one of the top contenders of the race, spins. Caution is out as Kerry Earnhardt leads by a nose over Bobby Labonte. And now Labonte with the advantage on the restart here. Just 44 laps remaining. Labonte, Kerry Earnhardt side by side with the race. You know, Harvick gets turned the wall behind us. There's Sterling Marlin, trouble in the back. Marlin spinning in front of Jeff Green. Marlin destroyed. Caution comes out. Right as they got back underway, Kevin Harvick gets hooked by Sterling Marlin into the wall. Marlin slams the wall and then comes down in front of Jeff Green. Both cars spin. Sterling Marlin done for the day, as is Jeff Green here at Talladega, and more damage sustained by the 29 of Kevin Harvick, who has just had a rough day after stage 1 ended. So we're going to make sure the yellow comes out for that, which we do. So now it's Kerry Earnhardt, Casey Kane side by side for the lead here. Now we skip to the tribal, where now it's Casey Kane leading over Martin Truex and Kurt Busch charging back into contention. So after that incident, it will be Casey Kane leading Kurt Busch here at Talladega with just 43 to go. And now we move on here to just 3 to go at Talladega. Bobby Labonte leads. Kerry Earnhardt is a lap down. Labonte is battling Truex, Mayfield, Kurt Busch, and Dave Blaney, the 5 contenders for this win. Petty, Riggs, and Kerry Earnhardt are all lap vehicles. So Bobby Labonte leading, but Martin Truex trying to go the inside to take the lead away to get his first career win. Here comes Martin Truex Jr. He goes to the inside of Bobby Labonte, and Truex takes the lead with 2 to go at Talladega, but here comes the 97 of Kurt Busch right there behind him. You know, Kurt Busch is hungry. He wants his 2nd win of the season. He already got it done at Phoenix. He wants 5 more play points. Now he moves Truex up to the middle lane. A great move by Kurt Busch. Hangs out Labonte on the top. Truex down in the middle, and Kurt Busch with a big shove from Jeremy Mayfield, who's trying to make a return to the playoffs once again for a 2nd consecutive season. As Kurt Busch powering ahead with the lead down the back straightaway. Could it be his day to get his 2nd win and become the first multi-time winner of 2005? Mayfield right there behind him. Mayfield looking to make a move to the inside, but Kurt Busch holds strong on that inside, blocking Mayfield. The lap car of Kerry Earnhardt in 3rd going to play a factor as they come to the white flag this time by through the tri-oval for Kurt Busch. He's done a great job getting to the race lead. He's held off Mayfield. Truex continues to drop back. White flag in the air. Final lap presented by Credit One Bank here at Talladega for the 97 of Kurt Busch. Can he hold on and get his first plate track win here at Talladega? Mayfield in 2nd. Got to get a run from the back of Kerry Earnhardt here to have a shot at taking the win away, but Kurt Busch has been so strong. He's been blocking very good, but here comes Mayfield. He's got to run down the backstretch. What does Mayfield do? He decides to go high. Mayfield goes high on Kurt Busch. No momentum, and he's going to get passed by Kerry Earnhardt on the inside. He's now basically just blocking for Kurt Busch, and the 97 might be home free, and there might be back-to-back wins for Roush Racing. Greg Biffle got it done last episode in Texas, and now it looks like Kurt Busch is going to finish the job here at Talladega, as Kerry Earnhardt, the lap car, blocking Blaney and Mayfield behind him. Labonte trying to take 2nd away, and back to the line. Kurt Busch is going to hang on, and Kurt Busch wins at Talladega. His 5th career win. Bobby Labonte barely beats Dave Blaney for 2nd. Truex 4th. Mayfield comes home 5th. Kerry Earnhardt and Kyle Petty lap down in 6th and 7th. Scott Riggs finishes 2 laps down in 10th. And now Hermie Sadler looks to, back in this pack back here, looks to bring home 8th after winning a stage. An impressive career day for Hermie Sadler in that 66 car. Has done an amazing job, won a stage, ran top 10 all day long, and is going to bring it home for a solid 8th place finish. How about that? And then Elliott Sadler comes home in 9th. Of course, Scott Riggs 2 laps down in 10th as Kurt Busch hangs on to win the Aaron's 499. Get his 5th career win and his 2nd of the season, becoming our first multi-time winner here in 2005. Gets it done at Talladega. Congratulations to Kurt Busch and Roush Racing. So back-to-back wins for Roush Racing. See the final race results on the left side of your screen. The extremely long list of DNFs, only 20 making it to the finish. Of course, Mike Skinner also had a separate issue with a piston going on him, DNFing him from the race. And you'll see the updated playoff grid momentarily. Now we updated playoff grid. Of course, Kurt Busch goes to the top of the board, the only driver to win twice this season. He's up there with his teammate of Greg Biffle, so great start to the year for Roush Racing. Then still the remaining 7 spots on points. Jeremy Mayfield, Kevin Harvick continue to be pretty comfortable. Casey Kane, Jeff Burton still got pretty solid 20-plus point cushion. Dave Blaney now back in, 17 points above the cut line. Jamie McMurray up by just 16. And Bobby Labonte now on the playoff bubble, tied with Carl Edwards for that final spot, with Mark Martin, Hermie Sadler, and Jeff Gordon looking on. So till the next episode, I hope you all have a good one.